Okay, I am back, and I have condensed down my list. So from the title, obviously you know this is going to be my favourite BTS side tracks, and it really was such a mission to get this down to 10. I could have easily have done a top 20, but you know there are a lot of songs that I think I just like, sort of the same, and I can't really put one above the other. Uh, it's the thing with BTS, I think, that's different to other K-pop groups is they just have so many songs that are just top quality that really stick in my mind. And you know, there are other groups that do this. Obviously, it's not just BTS, but with the amount of K-pop, the amount of K-pop groups, there are albums I listen to where side tracks don't stand out. I think BTS just makes some of the best songs all round. And they've gotten progressively better over their career, which is awesome. Obviously, I'm going to have some personal biases to songs I liked just based on when I heard them and how I felt when I first heard them, or just the stuff that makes you relate to something. But basically, this 10, like my other list, it's not concrete. It's subject to change over time, as everything is. And especially, once again, with like the Love Yourself Tear album, there's tracks on that will have to grow on me and I'll have to live with over time. Like, some people can just listen to a song and go, it's my favourite now, I love this. But with me, it's like a slow build over time. So it takes time. It really has to sit with me before I can consider something like a really top favourite song. So there are easily a lot of songs off BTS's album that could be in this top 10. I might just need to listen to them more over time, and this list can change, like I was saying. So, but then again, there are some stuff on the albums that I do listen to, and they do hit, and they just, I listen to them again and again, and I know they're perfect, and that's just how it's gonna be, and they're in the list. So, I'm building it up, so let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Number 10 is Spinebreaker. Now, Spinebreaker is a really cool song. It's from the School Love Affair album, I'm pretty sure, and I think it was one that really slipped past me, and I didn't really discover it till like maybe last year sometime, or whenever there was that really funny sort of music video going around, and it got real popular. I'll link that actually in the description, because I watch it still time and time again, and it's so funny. I really like the sound of that song. It's just, it's got such a kick to it, a kick and a punch. It's very in your face, and it's just, BTS being goofs, really, and I just like it so much, and it's so cool. I think it's just really cool, that song. Number 9 is Cypher Part 3. Now, basically, I'm going to do another video based on solos I like, because for picking side tracks, there was a whole bunch of songs where I was like, this could easily just be a list of solos, because if you consider the intros, if you consider the stuff of BTS as like mixtapes, some of the members' mixtapes, it's like, it's hard to weigh it all up. So really, I set a limit for myself. I was like, it has to include at least 3 of the members, and it has to be on an album, essentially. That was my criteria. You could argue I made it 3 members so I could fit in the Cyphers, because I really love them. But, I just see those as side tracks. That's what they are, and they're in the BTS discography. So, but yeah, you won't see any of the intros in this video because I'm saving that for another video. That was another thing, because it would have been easily for me just to go, I put, the Rat Monster solo here, or Jin's solo here, or from the Wings albums. I could have just did that. It would have been fine. But I didn't want to. But Cypher Part 3, before I talk and forget about it, how can you forget about it though? I liked Cypher Part 2 a lot more, and then I listened to 3 again and again, and the Supreme Boy feature just used to get me so hyped up, and he's like the ultimate BTS hype man. And, I love the bars in it. The lyrics, when I read them, they're just so cool. Everyone's just so cocky and like, fuck you to the haters, and I love the ciphers. And Cypher Part 3 is just, it's so awesome. I think it's on the Dark and Wild album. It's just an amazing song, amazing rap track. It's got a banging beat. Oh, so good. Number 8 is Coffee, from the Oh Are You Late 2 album, which is probably one of the more personal tracks to me. I think I just really love the melodies and that, and the chorus and the verses, and that song's so sweet. And I don't know, it's the only track off this album that I really loved, and I think it's good enough that it still holds up today as one of their best songs. Because a lot of people dismiss sort of BTS when they were first coming up and making music, and they had the single album and then the first album, and a lot of people don't really go back and revisit that stuff because it's sort of hard. It's not the style they like. It's not really the style BTS is anymore. But I just think that's a really good track. I think that where it is in their discography, it's ahead of its time. Really, it's such a nice track. Go listen to Coffee. Number 7 is Cypher Part 4. I really wanted to put the ciphers together, but then I thought I'd have 11 songs, and it's kind of meh to do that because I can't put one above the other. Really, I've kind of put 4 here because it's just more recent. I think J-Hope in particular has a much better verse on this one than he does in the third cipher. But really, I like them pretty much the same. The thing is with this, the beat was sort of used. It's not their own original creation. It was another beat from another hip hop song, which is fine. I think that's really cool. But when I found that out, it almost like kind of took it down a peg because that beat is just so hype. It's like I was like, holy shit, the production on this is amazing. But then it's like, that you hear about it's actually from a different song, which I don't really mind. It's just not as cool as if they had produced it themselves. Anyway, I really love the song. Sugar's verses are like the best. In all the ciphers, it's hard to beat Sugar's verses for me. I just really like them. The other thing about Cypher 4 is it really does get you so fucking hyped. It's the culmination of all the other ciphers. It's the peak. And if they ever do a 5, I'm like, how are they going to outdo 4? I'm kind of like, how are they going to outdo it? Because I'm a little worried. And I didn't like 4 when I first heard it, but it grew on me, and now I just love it. Number 6 is the song off Love Yourself, Tear. It is The Truth Untold. That song's just it's so beautiful, and to have a Steve Aoki feature, and him, I think he must have been playing the piano or something, because there's not a lot of electronic music. When you think of Steve Aoki, you sort of think of that, but it was just, it's such a beautiful song, and I love it when the vocal unit has a song, and I look for that sort of on the albums now, but because that really stands out to me. They just have such beautiful voices, and I think this is just it's just so well put together. It's so simple. It's just like some piano and just them singing, and their voices. I can't you know, out of all the other songs on the Tear album, their side tracks, it's really hard for me to pick one above this. I think it really just stood out the most. You know, upon reflection and re-listening to it, it's such a touching and beautiful song. And you read the lyrics and it's like, damn, this concept is good. Number 5 is Bapse. I love me some Bapse, and this could easily be a title track, and they could have made it a title track. Pretty much just, it's killer, man. It come out, the most beautiful moment in life part 2. It just fits so well in that. The lyrics, if you read the lyrics, it's so good. The meaning behind that song, and they're just goofing off. Like, we've all seen the dance practice. They're just goofing off, and they're just like, you know, we're just having fun with this, but also, you know, don't underrate us, because we're the new generation coming in, and it's just like, they're fucking great. The song's so good. Like I was saying, I can't really describe it more than it could have been easily a title track. Maybe it should have been. I love Jin's lines in that too. Now we get into the top 4. This was hard to rank. So really, this is the part that changes the most. I'd say I go backwards and forwards between these 4 songs more than any on this list. And the song is Moving On. Again, this song is one of the songs that has made me tear up, because if you like, there's a few actually that have made me tear up over time when I listen to them, or especially like when I watch the live performance of this. Holy fuck, go do that. I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't have already if you're watching this video, but the live version of Moving On is just so touching. The lyrics in that song hit so hard, and it's so sweet. The melody, the chorus, the whole chorus rap, it's so beautiful, and it's so touching, and it's just like, oh man, I get emotional when I hear it. Every single time I get emotional. It's just such a beautiful song, man. I love it. Number 3 is Best of Me. Now, I am not a Chainsmokers fan. I would not really say I like the music all that much. I mean, I dig maybe 1 or 2 of their songs, but overall I'm not like a Chainsmokers guy. But the beat on this, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. It just gets me so hyped. I'm singing it out loud. I'm just like, Haru, Haru. It sounds so amazing. It had no right being this good. It had no right coming from the Chainsmokers, but the BTS really injected themselves into it, and they went with it. And, you know, I love watching them perform it. I love listening to it, you know, on repeat. It's one of those ones that I'd never get sick of that song. And it's so good. Like, I feel like that's just me every video I'm going to make. It's just me going, it's so good. But really, that song, like, it was hard. It was at number 2, and then 2 and 3 like kind of switched, and then it was at number 1, and then 1, 2, and 3 kind of switched. This is what I'm talking about. This all just keeps switching. I can't decide, man. It's too hard. I just put Best of Me at 3 because it just felt right, and it's an amazing song, but it could easily have been number 1. Number 2 is C. Now, C is a hidden track on the Love Yourself Her album. So, I mean, I still count it. You know, it's on the physical release of the album. But it's definitely a side track, and I think just it is the most beautiful BTS song ever. It touches me so much. I love how it sounds. I love the lyrics to it when I read them. Everyone on that just sounds so sweet, and it hits so well with me. I just love that song so much. It's so much so that I wanted to put it at number 1, but I don't think what I did put at number 1. It's again, you're getting sick of me saying this. probably, but they're interchangeable. Like, it just depends on how I feel. For a long time I thought, C is like my favourite BTS sidetrack, but then I just keep going back and forth. But it's just, God, I'm so glad they included it on the album, because it's the perfect way to end it, and it's just what it symbolizes. I love it so much. I love it so much. And number one is, you might not have guessed it, you might have, it's Butterfly. This again could have easily had been a title track, and I would have believed it. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2 album is probably, besides the big Completion album, the Young Forever Completion album, this is probably my favourite BTS album. A lot of my favourite songs are off this, specifically the side tracks. And then you have Run is on there as well, and it's the intro. I think Sugar does the intro on that one. Nevermind. It's so fucking good, that album. Holy shit. But Butterfly is just like, it's the perfect BTS vocal song, I think, and it's just, the raps in it are really good, and it fits so well. It's so well crafted, and when they perform it live, it's like, it's the same as like performing it in a studio. It's like, what the fuck? How are BTS vocals this good? It's just, I keep describing it as, it's a beautiful song. These are beautiful songs. They really are. The side tracks are, these great ballads. Look, okay, if you want to say Butterfly is a straight ballad, which it's got rapping in it, so I wouldn't necessarily say, but the way that they sing it is like it's a ballad. But ballads never really stand out for me in K-pop. Not that much. Not that often. For me to have a few songs on here that are very ballad-esque. Oh, BTS is just so good in how they compose songs and how they write their songs. And, the symbolism behind this too is really, really deep. And I really like that. I love that they give their albums such awesome concepts. And, you talk about how they relate to their fans, and I think they do, because they just write about stuff they know their audience is going through or has been through this shit, and everyone can relate, and it just transcends BTS. They're one of my bias groups. They really are, and their side tracks are one of the reasons, because you can have banger after banger for your title tracks, but if you can't keep me with the side tracks, then it's like, why am I listening to this? Why do I need to go out and buy your album? Why should I download it? But with BTS, every single time there's a reason why, because there's at least 3 or 4 songs that I deeply love on each album. That is my top 10. I've got 3 honourable mentions before I go. This video is already long enough, but I think it deserves that because it was harder than doing the title tracks, surprisingly. But okay, first one is Born Singer. Now I include this because it's not technically a official BTS release. It didn't come out on any albums as far as I know. It was, I think, because they sampled the Born Sinner sound, the instrumental from J. Cole. Is it J. Cole who does that song? I'm pretty sure. They used that, and they changed Born Sinner to Born Singer. So, but if you read those lyrics, that they've taken his lyrics and changed them, obviously, to fit BTS. It's just genius. Rap Monster is a genius writer. RM is a genius writer, and Sugar is a genius writer, and J-Hope's a genius writer, and it's just like, damn, you really touched me. I cried with that. Born Singer also made me cry. The live performance of it. It's just, it's an honorable mention because I couldn't really put it on the list of top 10. It didn't fit the criteria. So the other honorable mention is Dead Leaves. I think 3 big side tracks that I left off were Waylon 52, Dead Leaves, House of Cards. I'm pretty sure most people would have those on their list. It's too hard to fit everything into 10. I had to get my favorites in there. But yeah, Dead Leaves I'm just giving an honourable mention to because it's probably... It could have fit into 10. Spinebreaker just beat it out. Just because Spinebreaker is so different and I can't believe it's such a older song from them, I'm just like, holy shit. You know, Dead Leaves is kind of sounds like a couple other songs. Just to me, in my opinion, you know. So, but definitely it would probably be a number 11. And 2-3, or I can't say it in Korean. I'm not even going to try. But basically for the live... because, you know, BTS gets all emotional when they sing it, and you know, it's actually a pretty cool track. Sounds really good, especially when you just hear the audience sing it back to them. I love that. So those are my 10 plus some extras. Tell me, what are your favorite side tracks? Really interested in knowing. Their discography is so huge that it's like, come on, it's a struggle to fit it into 10. If one of the songs you like didn't make it, you can't really be mad, because it's a top 10 and it's my favorites. It's like, how do you fit everything? How do you fit their whole discography in a top 10? Doesn't work. You know, there's no songs that I hate. You know, just ones I like more than others. My next video, like I said, will be a solos one. Fuck, that's going to be incredibly difficult. And then after that, if I keep making these and they're fun to make. So I'm going to do Big Bang next, because they are my ultimate bias group of all time. Look forward to those. Thanks for watching. Yeah.